It is what it is. I'm ready to my to a non-believer who doesn't believe in anything. Make it out alive. All right. No? All right.
Tears on the mausoleum floors.
Yeah.
Yeah. You getting smacked in fantasy, bro?
Sizzle smacked.
Smack boys. Smack boys.
Smack. It's not even close.
No, not at all. It's actually very, very
gross.
It's underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Yo, you're right. Wait. No, not the rappers beating your ass. Not the rapper beating your ass.
Bro, I'm like, come on, bro. I'm trying to eat.
No, you're not, bro. You're lying.
Drink some water.
You're lying to yourself. Good hydration.
Oh, man.
Good hydration. Yes. I sound loud as shit.
I'm trying to sink this in. He's like,
Yeah.
Let this marinate.
My ears is ringing, brother. Like, it's crazy in here. Actually, tough. Yeah.
Yeah?
I still hear you loud as shit, but I gotta like
check it.
I gotta be like here, like yeah, because I'm loud as shit right here. Yo.
The new equipment's like,
yo.
Bro, Diddy's not here, bro.
Nah.
Cut it out.
We don't have
1,000 lubes.
Yeah, we don't have baby oil.
Not from Costco.
Costco denied that. They were like, yo, bro, we never seen this man in this establishment.
No.
Ever. Nice bounce pass. It's not even basketball.
No.
It's not even basketball. But
check, Mike.
Yo. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
What is happening, brother?
Yo, I gotta get all the sounds right. You know what I'm saying? What it do, what it is, what it ain't. Welcome back to another episode here of the BES Podcast, the best sports podcast
in the world.
Damn, that sounded crisp, let me tell you. But EJ is not here under the weather, right? But I am accompanied by the one and only, your favorite championship first baseman, okay? The best first baseman in Hudson County, all right? Mark it down. I don't care what you tell me. Exactly. Your 2-time fantasy football champion, okay?
Yes, sir.
In the streets, they call him Big Ellie. No, they don't call you Big Ellie? Not at all?
Not even close.
Small Ellie?
Yeah.
They don't call you Small Ellie. Cut the crap. Cut the crap. Round of applause for Eli, you know what I'm saying? Mark Teixeira, a.k.a. Mark Teixeira, you feel me? A.k.a. Mark Teixeira. How we feeling, brother?
Good, man. Today was a better week. I know the weather doesn't show that, but hey, man.
Gang?
I'm happy.
Uh-huh.
It was a good week. Work was fun.
Uh-huh.
Ate good. You eating good, man.
Okay.
Everything is better.
Are you eating organic?
Bro, I had a chicken Milanese, bro. Place called Moo Moo.
Oh, I heard of that place. That's not the organic that I was asking about. But.
No, but it was some good food, and especially when it's not coming out of your pocket.
Yep. Damn, who paid for that, bro? Actually, cut it out.
I was gonna say my job, bro.
Oh, all right, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
I was with my student. Pops is like, "Hey, you trying to eat?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah. Actually, thank you for asking.
Yeah. So
I'm
he took
parched.
us there, and I ate really good.
Life is good. That's fire, bro. I'm glad that you're here, happy and healthy.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're having a better week. Before I begin, it's your boy Nefty, the man that makes fat look sexy, aka I'm gonna leave Derrick Rose alone. I'm gonna leave Derrick Rose alone this week. It's his week.
Word.
Eli, how much is your daily coffee?
$6.
About $6, right? Okay, all right. On Apple Podcasts, on Spotify Podcasts, you guys can donate, subscribe, whatever word you want to use, to the BMW M5 Foundation. It starts at a measly $3. Okay, $3. Now, the reason why I asked him as to why or how much is his coffee, if you don't want to think about it as giving us a little dump off for our M5 Foundation, think of it as this: you were just providing free coffee for us one time a month. So a measly $3 can give us a free coffee that we can enjoy and sit back on this couch and give you guys compelling content.
I agree.
Yeah, man. Listen, before we start,
What you got for us?
before we get into it, right? Damn, is it too early, bro? I'm about to get nasty.
I'm about to say, what's on the docket?
No. It's not even on the.
Spicy,
it's not even on the docket, bro. I'm bringing this up.
All right, what we working
off
with?
the dome ski.
Off the dome?
Off the dome ski. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you a very. I mean, you might consider it a personal question, but let me get this off from you. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, what you get off? What you get off during sex?
How I get off her?
Now, what you get off? What are the moves you get off? Do you grunt? Do you moan? Do you talk to her in her ear? Are you a silent assassin?
No, but yes, yes,
what's crazy?
It depends.
No. You know what's crazy? I'm gross right now, right? Because I just pictured you. Well, it's not even that. I just pictured you like.
What is happening, bro?
Silent assassin.
Silent assassin. Nah, it depends, bro. These walls is light, so you gotta be real. How'd that feel?
Nah, whispering how'd that feel is crazy.
Bro, he's thin, bro.
Yo, she gonna hit you with the, oh, you in? Oh, I didn't even know, bro. Talk about
if that happens, I'm just be like, hey, here's
over.
Your water. Here's your water.
It's over, gang.
The door's over there.
It's over. What you mean? How that feel? You know what? How that door feel on the way out? The fuck is you talking about?
That's funny.
Disrespect me like that.
Good start.
Nah, we're not gonna indulge.
Oh,
we'll keep this for another episode.
I thought this was like the after dark. They gotta pay to subscribe for.
We probably should do something like that, right? Well, we should give you guys a second episode a week that we get a little spicy, a little personal. But I probably will put that on the paywall. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You're gonna have to pay for that one.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to pay for that one. So no,
we're not gonna.
No, not at all. Can I get a little like? All right, let me get this out of you. You know what I'm saying? Do you groan? Do you moan or do you growl? Like
growl?
Like growl? Like
I'm not a type of guy. I'm like a type of guy.
You know what? We're gonna move on. I don't know why I didn't like that from you, but we're just gonna move on. I'm not even gonna give you my answer. Maybe sometime next week.
He said next week.
Yes, maybe sometime next week.
Yeah.
We're going to get into. You know what? We're gonna go straight into New York sports, right? First and foremost, recently biggest news in the NBA: the Knicks trade away Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo to the Minnesota Timberwolves for El Bum.
Not the El Bum.
To El Bum. For El Bum, excuse me. Karl Anthony Towns. Caddy. Meow. We're two non-Knick fans are about to tell you why this trade is not good at all. So Knick fans, this is the moment where you know the little like 10-second button? Hit the 10 seconds for like 50 times and just because we are about to give it to y'all, right? How do we feel about this trade? Mark Teixeira.
Mark Teixeira. I don't know. I don't think it moves the needle for them at all. If anything, they got, and this is no disrespect to Randall, they basically got the same player, but just with more drama. What I saw from Cat last year in the playoffs, and when you got Nas Reed playing better than you in the playoffs, says a lot to me.
Big jersey.
And kudos to them getting away from Randall. I understand you don't want to pay him.
Yeah.
But that's not the guy you go get. It's not. And what I think is a very big piece, especially what he has proven last year in DiVincenzo, being able to shoot off the three and be able to not only shoot but put it on the floor. We didn't even get to see the Villanova boys.
Tough, right?
Didn't get to see him. I honestly think that the other guys won the trade. I think it's awesome that they got DiVincenzo. I even think Julius Randle, it's going to be hard to implement him right away and give him touches. But I like that he's gritty. I like that he can go ahead and give them something different, give them a different look.
Okay.
So if there had to be a person or a team to win off the trade, I would say that Timberwolves won. They got a dog in DiVincenzo, and they got something that I think Cat doesn't have, and I feel like that's hard.
All right. Good points. All right. Anyways, moving on. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. For those that don't know, Friday, right? Was it Friday?
Yeah.
Friday night, we went out and did our thing with the Treehouse. Those that aren't subscribed to the Treehouse, make sure. I promise you guys, content is coming soon. I promise you. But make sure you guys subscribe over there. But anyways, we went to the Treehouse with the rest of the Treehouse, and we started. Most of them are Knicks fans. Actually, it's just me and Eli that aren't the Knicks fans.
Yeah.
So obviously they were kind of hype. Once I get in there, right? Once I get in there, I get bombarded with and I'm like, all right, bro, hold up. First of all, I hate Cat. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Cat, to me, one of y'all said it. I don't remember who it was. Perfect example. What A-Rod meant for Dominicans is exactly what Cat means to me. I think you're a wannabe Dominican. I also think you're a wannabe New Jerseyan. You never say anything about Jersey. You're being traded to New York, which is the father of New Jersey, I guess, so to speak, and you don't even want to come here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are a bitch, and I just don't like you. I also think you're soft, but we're not going to get into that. I think Eli's right. Losing Donte is huge because not only with the shooting ability that you're going to need to spread the floor, especially against teams like don't even worry about the West. Let's stay on the East, okay? You need to spread the floor against Boston. You lose that with losing DiVincenzo. You're going to need to spread the floor slightly because you kind of don't need to, but if you do, you can have an upper hand against Philly. Now, Philly is going to dominate regardless because Joel Embiid is just going to daddy smack Cat, but story for another day, right? And to be honest, you just need to spread the floor against a lot of the East teams. The Magic, mark my words, they're going to be on the up and up this year. And they're going to play very spread out. A lot of those boys, they can shoot the three out there. Then you got the Wagner brothers. They could definitely bang it down low. Pause. And then I do think, what's his face? Bonchero, your twin, is going to have maybe not a breakout season, but his name is going to be a little bit more in the circuit this year, my opinion. All right. We haven't even spoke about Milwaukee. Let Milwaukee get healthy, right? Because I know, I want to call him Covington. What's his name? Middleton. Middleton was hurt, so let him get back into the swing of things. Hopefully, he gets back to what the Middleton that we all know. We're still gonna get this guy, and I just seen a picture of the Greek Freak. Yeah, I didn't think he could get bigger. I didn't think he could get bigger, or maybe he's not bigger. Maybe he's just more cut. But damn.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys are gonna have to now. You guys have to deal with that. Now, that being said, by no extent am I a Knicks hater. I actually want you guys to succeed. You know what I'm saying? But As I lower the voice here on the TV, sorry, because I freaking hear it banging in my freaking brain waves. I don't think this was the trade that you guys did. First of all, you guys lost by losing Hartenstein or whatever his name is. That was what hurt you guys, right? Let's start there. You guys lose Hartenstein now, or Hartenstein or whatever his name is. Now I get it. He wants to get paid. We're not going to pay him, but you guys could have paid him if you didn't pay OG freaking.
I don't know, B. And you're giving up, Robinson, Mitchell Robinson. If you're planning on getting rid of him,
No.
What are we doing?
Well, I'm gonna get to that, right? OG, cool, whatever. Listen, I had this argument with 10,000 Knicks fans, and they're all like, "No, nobody deserves." If that's what you guys think, then so be it. OG does not deserve that money. I don't know what you guys think he did in Toronto, but to Nefty, he didn't do enough for him to adhere to that contract, right? So whatever. If you guys didn't sign that or give him that money, you might have had enough money to keep Hartenstein, right? Then you go, oh, let's create Villanova Part 2. You give up 5. Not 1, and not 2, not 3, and not 4. You give up 5 draft picks for Mikal Bridges. Do with that information as you please, okay? If you think it's great, great. I'm not even going to go against it. If you think it's bad, great. I'm not going to go against it. What I will tell you is 5 is not from... I'm not giving up 5 for Bridges.
It didn't work out for the Timberwolves.
Okay. Boom. So now you give up a lot of your potential future pieces for Mikal Bridges. Again, do what you want with that information. Now we're going to give away the only guy that could literally stretch the floor, and DiVincenzo. And I'm kind of toss up with Randall, but to be honest, if you're going to go kick Cat, I might as well just kept Randall and freaking
My
DiVincenzo.
point exactly. That's my point.
And now, like Eli just alluded, now there's rumors that they are potentially or open to ship out Mitchell Robinson. And due to some conversations that we had, Knicks fans, that's literally the only defensive anchor you guys have, because Cat does not play defense.
Nope.
And if you think Cat plays defense, that's because Minnesota did a very good job with hiding him with the pieces around him. Something that Eli mentioned, I believe, last playoffs. So, that being said, to me, because I know you said, now they do win with Donte. Yes, they do win with Donte. That's going to be a nice little piece over there with AE. Obviously, they have their big mans over there to play defense. They got that rookie that they traded from the Spurs that I think is going to work very well. And now they give them a nice piece that not only shoots. We can also have the argument, I'm not saying that he's elite, but we can also have the argument that DiVincenzo holds his own when it comes to defense. Okay, so there's a lot of stock that I think the Knicks lost in losing DiVincenzo. Randall doesn't matter. Randall, to me, it really doesn't matter. But again, if you're going to lose Randall to go get Cat, I might as well would have just kept Randall and DiVincenzo.
And that's why I say, for me, that's why I think the Timberwolves won. Because, cool, you get the same player in Randall, but then you upgrade with getting DiVincenzo. Because, dude, the Timberwolves made the playoffs. We saw what they have done against Denver. And now you get a piece like that, which adds to their playoff run. So it'd be cool to see how Randall works, because obviously it's a little bit more grittier than a Cat. So
it's tough, man. It's tough. I also think now another thing is there's a few Knicks. I do want to bring this up as well. A few Knicks fans are like, yeah, but we're gonna get Cat. He's one of the best big man shooters. Donte didn't want to stay here because he didn't like his role, bro. Okay, listen, that's not a Donte issue. That is a management or organization issue. You are going to tell me, right? You are going to tell me a pivotal piece of your playoff run, you are going to lessen the role? For what? Yeah, you know what? Get me out of here, bro. Along with Josh Hart, because Josh Hart did his thing, along with Brunson, okay? We did our thing.
Yeah.
And we gave New York hope in the playoffs, all right? And you are going to be like, yeah, listen, we're going to lessen your role.
Get me out, coach.
Yeah. Tough. If you ask me, I think Actually, no. Sorry, I keep forgetting that they get Donte. Timberwolves did win the trade just because they got Donte. The Knicks, especially if you're not planning, but especially if you're open and losing Mitchell Robinson, yeah, L's. Staying in New York. It's going to be a lot of New York in this first 30-minute segment. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Staying in New York, I did go and watch the Thursday night football game between the New York Football Giants and the Dallas Cowboys.
So sad.
Yeah. You have the floor, brother, because I'm going to be honest with you. I watched 10 total minutes of that game.
Oh, man. It's tough. I know Dallas is struggling, but I did see some good things from the defense. That front four, a little bit of flashback. I'm not going to lie. What I saw offensively, I'm thinking, wow, we got Neighbors. Boy, is he special. And then, I'm not going to say out of nowhere, but Slayton was doing his thing. Wando Robinson, I'm like, okay, we're in this game. We're a touchdown away. And every time it felt like we were going to be in this game or take the lead, Daniel Jones did not go ahead and throw the ball correctly. And what I mean by that, he just underthrew every time. Rather if it was Neighbors, rather if it was Wandell, rather it was Slayton, every downfield throw where the Giants offense have beaten them down below, they did not make the play. Danny Dimes was not diming. Anything past 30 yards, it was underthrown every time, and it cost us.
Cheeky deekies.
And it sucked. It sucked because he played well all up until those moments where we needed him to step up big. Where as a Giants fan, as a person that may not like Danny Dimes, you're thinking like, hey, dude, this is your moment to prove to us that you're here to stay. You're here to make a noise. Every throw within 15 yards was perfect. Like I said, anything past 25 yards, underthrown, not in the right spot. He's not our guy. You're
not that guy, pal.
And I'm going to be honest, Brian Daboll did, for me, what I thought was a great offensive scheme against Dallas. Bro, he fed Neighbors. He tried to run the ball against Dallas, who obviously we've seen how many freaking yards they gave up. But then was like, yo, I'm going to trust Wandell. I'm going to trust Slayton. Move the ball forward. And cannot punch one in. Cannot get a throw over the heads of the defense. So I think we have to move on from Daniel. He has not proven that he can make that next leap into winning a football game.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't watch none of it, bro. I ain't watch. I watched like 10 minutes tops. I did watch maybe like maybe a little bit more than 10 minutes because I did watch like the last 5 minutes, like because the game was a little bit tight, so obviously I'm trying to figure out like, what's about to happen, what the Giants are gonna do. But I didn't really watch too much to realize, what was the issue. Is it Daniel Jones? Was it maybe scheming by the coach? Like I really don't know. But what I'll say this is what I have heard since that game, because a lot of people didn't know that I went to the game, is Daniel Jones this, Daniel Jones that. A lot of hate came for Singletary because it was like, now again, the thing with running backs is a lot of times the fault goes to either run protection or coaching, like the scheming or whatever the case may be. A lot of people were mad that he had what was it? He had like 22 carries or I forgot how many carries. It was an absurd amount of carries for him to only have like
22 yards,
some shit like that. And everybody was not happy about that. They were like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like, you know what I'm saying? You're averaging nothing, basically. So I really don't know, but by the consensus, everybody's just saying that DJ is just not the guy, and it looks like Malik Neighbors is. I'm seeing a lot. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more dynamic. He does seem a little bit stronger, but I'm seeing a lot of Odell again with Neighbors. Okay, again, I might have to see. Oh, sorry. I might have to see more games to really be like, okay, yeah, he definitely is like Odell, or actually, no, he might be more dynamic, or maybe he's lesser than, But from what I have been watching, I'm like, oh, okay, Neighbors is this guy,
Yeah.
right? And you guys have other pieces as well as Singletary. I know it's not Barkley, but you guys have other pieces that can help or complement Neighbors. But the one piece that you guys don't have is the most important piece. And it just looks like DJ is not that guy for you guys. So, again, from what everybody's telling me. Excuse me. I don't have this up here, and I'm gonna be honest. You watched. Oh, he didn't make it.
Well, you hear it here first. No, you didn't. You probably saw the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're watching the Jets lose.
Make it. Oh my gosh, Rodgers is pissed. Where did they get to?
50.
Oh no.
50-yard kick. And it went wide.
And they curved. Pause.
My golly, what a mess. It looked good until it wasn't.
Oh no.
Damn, it sucks to be in New York right now.
2 kicks in the Meadowlands this week that went because on Sunday what did happen is I think the Dallas Cowboys kicker he's been like
From 50. It was a 50-yard kick.
No, he did have that, but it was something else too. He was also like I forgot what was the stat, like 25 and 25 in the last 25 kicks or whatever, and he actually missed one on Thursday, and that was like a big deal. So
it was a big deal. Also for bettors, it was a big deal because it would have covered the spread of the Dallas Cowboys minus 5.5. Yep, Vegas knows what they're doing. Wink.
Okay, so if you guys had any questions if Eli was a sports bettor or not, this answers it.
Just saying, Papa.
This answers it. No, I don't think it's bad. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to let the listeners and viewers know what's up. We're done with the Giants. We're done with that game, right? We can move on.
Yeah.
Again, staying in the state of New York, or at least in the city of New York, baseball. We are going to move on to our Yankees. Okay? Playoffs is right around the corner. Actually, at the time of recording, today is the last day of baseball, if I'm correct. If not, I think it's tomorrow. But regardless of the fact, after that, the playoffs do begin. The Yankees get the first round bye because they are number 1 in the AL. So their first game won't be until Saturday, October 5th.
Sheesh.
Okay? We don't know who we play, but I do think the bad part is it's the winner of Houston and whoever Houston has to play.
Damn.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because I think they still need to figure out who's Houston playing, to be honest, because of like seeding and wild cards and all that fun stuff. Anyways, I just hope it's not Houston. What do you feel, brother? How do you feel? Any predictions?
It's tough because, we expected to be here. We were expecting to win the division as we did, but the way it looked from the beginning when we faced Houston in the first series till now is a wild ride. And the only thing I can say here is we made it with our guns. We're gonna have to just win with our guns because our bullpen is not what it people may seem it to be. When we talked about Clay Holmes and everyone was talking about his stat line in the beginning, look what we said. I'm like, I don't see it. I think we need to bench Clay Holmes. I think he does not need to come in and relieve unless we are up big, and that means 5+ runs. That's the only time he should come in the game.
Has he pitched since he's been benched, or
he's been setting up, and he still has been getting in trouble.
All right.
I've been watching games where he's coming in the 7th, 8th inning, and he's runners on. He's playing a fine line, and that's going to be crucial, especially in games where each game matters. So watch out for that guy. Now, for me, there's only one thing I want to see. one thing I want to see. I can care less. I mean, I do care, but I can care less on how far we go. But it only depends on my guy Judge. And this is what I mean. He's been with us 4 seasons. Come to the playoffs, my guy is not the guy just yet. This season, this year, we are going to see him actually wear that C on that shirt. We're going to know if it means something to be called captain. You batting 180 in the postseason is not going to cut it. And before we go ahead and be like, well, he's MVP, back-to-back home run champion, yada, yada, yada. Cool. He can be a regular season guy. But in New York, you got to do it in the playoffs. So, Judge, I am calling you out. I'm letting you know. This is your year where you buckle up, you put that C on your shirt, and you wear it how you're supposed to wear it and hit how you're supposed to hit and be out there doing what you got to do. Because if you don't, you might as well take it off. You got to. You got to step up. The regular season is cool. But in order for the Yankees to win, you need to be just as great in the postseason. So my thing to you, my call out to you is get the job done.
He said it right. Listen, and he's already doing it. I already said this. I think it was this morning. I said this to my dad and my uncle because we like to, every Sunday morning, we like to, my uncle likes to come over and we'll watch like highlights of last night and we get into crazy baseball talks. I do consider my dad very high IQ when it comes to baseball. My uncle, very, very high IQ as well. Should I toot his horn? He actually was going to get signed and unfortunately it didn't happen, but whatever. Very high IQ guy when it comes to baseball. And I said it this morning. They were all like, yeah, Yankees in the playoffs, yeah, we're gonna see Judge do his thing, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, all right, guys, like, here we go. Like, you guys are the guys. Again, even though I just praised them and saying that they got high IQ, it's these kind of takes where I'm like, all right, so we just love to give this guy leeway or like passes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say he has a pass because I think for a couple of postseasons now, people are like, but I'm with you. I'm gonna see what Judge does. He's already doing it, in my opinion. If you look in the last couple weeks, I know he had like a little stretch where he was hitting a home run every single day or something like that for like 5 days straight. Listen, that to me, that means absolutely nothing, brother. You can hit 100 home runs, go off, King. But once the word playoffs comes into play, I need the home runs. There better be people. Now I know that's not on you. The home runs. If there's men on bases, that's where I need you to hit the home runs. I need you to get more than one run. Now that doesn't just like I said, that doesn't only fall on you. People got to get on base. I get that, but you striking out or hitting into a double play when we can get extra runs in because there's a man on first and third with one out. I don't need that. Okay, you batting now. I know playoffs. Everybody bats a little bit less. You batting anything lower than 240, I'm gonna have issues. Okay, so yes, Judge is a pivotal point that I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? If anybody knows me, we know Boone is also a pivotal point for me.
Correct.
What are you doing? How are you going to manage? Are we playing small ball? Are you going to try to get away from the Bronx Bombers situation? I know we're the Bronx Bombers. I get it. But when it's time to play small ball, we got to play small ball. If you want to play Bronx Bombers ball, that's fine, bro. Go do it. But we are in the playoffs. We got to be strategic. If it's time to play small ball, please play small ball. Okay? I am going to see the pitching. I'm big on pitching, and I think our pitching is going to be the reason why we're going to get knocked out in the first round.
I think it depends who we play in the first round. But I could see us. I don't see us losing first round, but I do see a second round exit just because our flaws are not something you can just put tape over.
Yeah.
I think our big bats are what got us here, and that's what I meant before. We're gonna have to really rely on them in crucial moments in the game. And if Judge and Soto are not able to do that, maybe we could see a first round exit. I think they can do it for a series. I don't know if they could do it for two. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to come down to pitching needs to be there. The bullpen needs to be there. And certain guys do need to step up. It's just not them two, even though it feels like it's only been them two. But Glaber's starting to come around. We need that same energy. We need guys. I can't. Rizzo's probably done for the season, but we got who's that? Jazz. Jazz need to keep Jazz, baby. Keep doing what you're doing. That energy and all that rah rah, we need it. Because these guys like to get cold feet, especially if we have to play Houston. We're gonna need that intensity and that energy because for whatever reason, them boys got us by the throat. So we need you to go ahead and change that atmosphere, especially if we play them first round.
Yeah. Regardless of what we did against Houston, just playing against Houston in the playoffs for any Yankee fan, that's very alarming.
Yeah.
Very alarming. We can move on, or do you have anything to say in regards to the rest of the playoffs? Any other teams?
So this is my thing. When it comes to the Yankees, I know they have their flaws, but I'm also not gonna sit here and be like the Orioles at the moment are not struggling.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about how who is it? The Guardians, their starting pitching is not the greatest, but their bullpen is really good. Like there's opportunities with each team that you can go ahead and get a leg up.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not just us. There's not, like I said, there's not a 100-win team out there. There's not a consistent team where you're like, I'm scared of them.
Yeah.
Every team in the East, I can say, is very good, but also they're beatable. So it's really going to come down to who's hot, who's playing small ball, who's out here producing when it needs to happen. Stuff like that's going to be key. We talk about it every playoff. Who's coming in hot and who's playing great baseball. So for that, it's a toss-up.
No, I think you're right. I will say that the last time the Kansas City Chiefs made the playoffs, they won the World Series. And they made the playoffs. No, not enough. No. My fault. I do think. No. I have nothing to say. I agree with you. I think every team. There's not a team where I'm like, oof. I really can't determine what's their flaw or if they have a flaw. If it's because sometimes we can argue that every team might still have a flaw no matter what, but. Is it big enough where it'd be like, you know what? If we exploit that, we could win. Yeah. Or, damn, yeah, it's a flaw, but it's so minor that we still can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case here. I like Eli said, I think every team has a flaw that, depending on how you exploit it, it's chips. It's chips. Unfortunately for me, I just think the Yankees have the bigger one, and I think they're out in the first round. Anyways, okay, we're gonna step away from New York. Let's step away from New York, right? Because everything has been New York sports right now. Brother, number one show on Netflix right now. I think it's called the Monsters or the Monsters.
Yeah, the Monsters.
Something like that. Something about the Menendez Brothers. All right. Have you watched the show?
I watched the first episode.
So, are you one of those guys that hate people spoiling it?
To be honest.
It doesn't really bother you? Okay, listen. I'm going to do my best. Spoiler alert. Actually, let me just tell the viewers and the listeners, I'm going to do my best not to spoil it, but in case I do, spoiler alert. Okay? Phenomenal show. I see why it's number one, okay? I had to keep my notebook here because I didn't want to forget what I wanted to talk about. Right. First and foremost, this story, you know what's crazy about this show? This story, I've been hearing this story for years. For some odd reason, it just kept popping up because of, I guess people started to get note of it. Then they start bringing up this basketball card where the night of, They went to see a game against, or I don't know if it was a Knicks game or a game against the Knicks. All I know is Mark Jackson was on the card, but as a Knick guard, right? He was making a pass or something like that. And in the back of the card, you could see both of them sitting front row seats watching this game.
Damn.
And it's said to be that the night of, or I think the night after, or whatever the case may be, they went to go watch that game after slaughtering their parents. I mean, that's not a spoiler alert. Everybody should know that these two brothers slaughtered their parents. So yeah, I've been hearing about this. And I'm like, all right, this is gonna be cool. I did know that it's made by the same people that made the O.J. Simpson doc. So I'm like, all right, we're about to get into it. You know, it's about to be a good story. So great story. But
No, here's the but.
but all right, I'm gonna get to the but. But what I will want to say, acting, bro. What's the dad's name? His actual name is, oh my gosh, I know his last name is Bardem. I forgot his first name. It's like Jerome or whatever. His last name is Bardem. The guy that plays the dad. For those that know who he is, he's a phenomenal actor. Like in everything he's been in, chef's kiss. Cool. The mom, I don't really know the mom. I feel like I have seen her in shows or movies. I don't really know her, but she played her role. I won't say tremendously, but she did a pretty good job. There was just like a few things that I'm like, that's cap. Or I'm just like, wow, I mean, what mother thinks like that? But I get it, you know, whatever. Maybe that did happen because obviously they ended up slaughtering the two of you. So, the brothers. Damn. Fucking damn. They did a good job acting. First of all, even getting into the capacity of acting as two killers is nuts. Like the kid that acted to be Dahmer. Yo. And he did say that same thing as was the guy that played the Joker, same thing that he got so into it that it started actually like mentally affecting him after he was done filming the show, the kid that did Dahmer. But Heath Ledger.
So he needed therapy. Did he take therapy after?
Actually, I don't want to say yes or no because I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is he did say like it was taking a toll on him mentally the same way it did with Heath Ledger. Unfortunately for Heath Ledger, it ended up in a tragic loss. So kudos to these two kids acting out as these killers. All right, and the way they acted it, there was not like, you know, they just did it perfectly. Okay.
I mean, I saw the first episode and I'm like, damn.
It gets, bro.
So if it gets better,
all I'm gonna tell, episode 5.
Sheesh.
Episode 5? All right, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler, right? Episode 5, they're in this room, they're in the interrogation room. Obviously, we all should know by now that they're in jail.
Yeah.
Okay? They're in the interrogation room. Their lawyer is like asking them questions, and they're like, "Yo, you got to be more believable. You're not being believable. Like you're not selling the story." Blah 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 blah. Right? I think it's Lyle. I think that because it's Lyle and Eric. I think Lyle is the one that she's talking to. Stone cold killer, bro. So she's there telling him, bro, this is not believable. You got to sell it to the jury. And he goes, it's like he flipped the switch. This is how I know that in real life these kids were psychotic. Because if you could just do that, right? He's there nonchalant, just telling the story. Yeah, we got the shotgun shells. We loaded the guns. But bro, first of all, you sitting there nonchalant and just talking about slaughtering your parents, psycho. Yeah. Right? So now she tells you, yo, you're not selling it. Now he goes, do you want me to cry? That's the question he asks. Do you want me to cry? And she's like, yeah. Full on tears. And gets to it. The acting in this scene.
Said elite.
Bravo, kid. Jeez. Bro, I wanted to be like, oh my God. Wow, these poor kids. Right? Because I'm not going to tell you what was their reason to, you know, what they used to try to get away from, you know, get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Again, that's not really a spoiler. I think if you know the story, you should know, but I'm going to let it be because maybe you don't. The other kid, and this is going to lead me into the other brother. This is going to lead me to my first question that I'm, or not a question, but I'm just going to lead me to something. The other kid, and we find you, so you find out that he's gay. Should I do it? Why? Like, why? We find out that he's gay, while they're in jail and they're holding, him and some other guy. They're kind of like fondling with each other. And it's just like, I feel like every time we have something, it leads to two things. And a lot of times it'll lead to both. Mental health, sexual orientation.
No.
And I'm just like, yo, bro, I'm sorry. If you guys look at me as an evil person for that, I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, it's like a cop-out every fucking time. But you find out this guy's gay. Now, the way he acts as it,
It kills it.
Bravo, kid. You know what I'm saying? They are going off in their roles. Yeah, bro, I'm just like, oh my God.
So I'm excited. I'm excited because I did watch the first episode. It was really, really good. It's something that
the full episode?
The full episode.
Okay.
So I find out that someone finds out.
Yeah. I mean, episode. I'm gonna be honest with you. 2, 3, and 4, cool. They're good episodes. 5 is where it's like, yeah, we're gonna turn it up a bit.
See,
We're gonna turn it up a bit. Yeah. I still have 2 things to get into it. Right. Number 1, why'd they do it?
So they don't really tell you. Not really.
You get it.
It leaves it up to you.
Basically. Okay. So obviously, one of the reasons is the dad threatened them. I don't know if that happens episode 1, but regardless, again, it's spoiler alert, but not spoiler alert. The dad threatens them I'm gonna take you out the will. You're gonna get nothing. Blah blah blah. So they're like, 2 spoiled kids. It's like, damn, I'm not gonna get any money from my parents. So that's like one reason that they started plotting to kill both of them. Because obviously, if they kill the dad, then everything goes to the mom. But if they kill the mom, then everything then falls to them.
Yeah.
Not now. Obviously, people of that high caliber, they probably have their own will. So they also got to figure out what the will says. Because if the will's like, no, send it to my brother, freaking Jerome in Houston. So they also had to figure that out, but I'm not going to say anything about that. You're gonna, because that actually there's a pivotal point when it comes to the will in the show. I'm gonna leave that alone. You'll figure that out. But to me, so that's one reason. Then the other reason that they use to try to get off is abuse, sexual abuse. So they, one of the reasons is, but the father sexually abused them. So, and then it built up anger between both of them. And then it's like the same issue, but I think it's a third issue that plays with the second issue is that the fact that the mom knew and allowed it to happen, the sexual abuse. Right? Now, I'm saying this is when you get to the end, they sell you that sexual abuse reason so well that you're like, damn, maybe they were sexually abused and that's what it was. It had nothing to do with the money. But then you sit there and you go, no. How do we know it's true? There's no concrete evidence. There's literally no concrete evidence that they were sexually abused. They just got up there with their lawyer and said, this, that, and the third is what happened, and that's why it led to us getting guns and shooting our parents.
Damn.
There's no evidence at all. There's no evidence of video of them being, sexual abuse, or whatever. There's just no evidence. But there's also an asterisk to that. Except that one of they called this dude to the stands, right? I think it's like a friend. And they ask him, or a cousin. It was a cousin. They're like, so how many summers did you spend with the Menendez brothers? And he's like, yeah, I spent like 6, 7 summers in a row. And they asked him, like, okay, anything unusual? And he did say, yeah, sometimes, oh, damn, I forgot what the dad's name was in the show. Sometimes the dad would lock himself in the room and you can hear him locking the door. And Kitty, which is the mom, they called her Kitty. I don't think that's her actual name. And they're like, yeah, Kitty will be like, yeah, don't go down that hall. So it kind of makes you feel like, oh man, damn, maybe they were sexually abused. But again, it's here. What's it called? Hearsay, she say type thing. So you still can't really figure out, bro, were they really sexually abused, or they're just using that to try to get off the case?
Yeah. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So you really don't know. You kind of just have to like watch the show, watch the case, whatever the case may be, and just think about, you know what, it was this or this. But still, maybe because I wasn't abused or whatever the case may be, I still sit there and be like, regardless of what they tell you, bro, how do you have it in you to kill your parents?
Yeah.
And that's one of my that's my first question. I'm gonna get you to the second question in a second. But yeah, brother, I don't know how you have it, bro, because it's probably tough to kill anybody. It's probably tough unless you're just so psychotic that it's like nothing to you. But it's probably tough, or you're in the armed forces, because we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably tough to kill anybody, but to kill your parents.
Yeah, that's a different level. That's a different level.
Right. So, to end this little segment, gets to my final question, and I'm going to ask you. Does America love to romanticize killers / serial killers?
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is, but they love it, and for whatever reason, the girls love it the most. I don't know what is it about those shows, but the girls go running to see these shows for whatever reason.
Well, I do too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is this why you have this safe? Like, is there someone coming after you?
I'm gonna have to pop out the show.
Yeah. What are the contents in this safe here, brother? Don't disclose that. You know what? Just forget it. I don't even want to know. But this, I just realized the whole safe thing, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Am I allowed to leave after this episode?
Who knows? Find out next week.
Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, listen, it was a question that popped up because this is the #1 show right now on Netflix. I'm not going to say in the country. I know that I think they try to say in the country, but on Netflix is #1.
Yeah.
Right? When Dahmer came out, #1. When that movie, what's the name, of Ted Bundy with this guy, with Zac Efron, he played Ted Bundy. That was a thing, right? And so on and so forth. Jason. How many Jason movies do we have? And every time it comes out, everybody's like, oh, I gotta go see it. Oh, I love him. Blah, 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 blah. You know, with Dahmer, when Dahmer came out, same thing, they became #1. Bro, they were selling Dahmer glasses or whatever as a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes you think like, bruh, how sick are we as a country that we're like, oh my gosh, Dahmer.
I don't know, man. I really feel like the mind is very powerful. And I feel like there's a lot of things people would want to do, but they can't do. And that's crazy. Said if I can get away with it, I would actually do it.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean?
Damn. That's how you know I'm not a killer. I never thought about that. I just thought about like, oh, dude, why? I don't want to kill
Brody,
you.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I've gone on the road, and you know me, I'm smooth sailing. Like I'll cruise, but I'm like, Bobby, what are we doing? Like Brody, if I could freaking pop your tire right now, I would.
Oh no, okay, all right.
Like, you know what I mean? Just the imagination of like, yo, if I can get away with a couple things,
Yeah.
you would actually do it.
No. Now, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I will. I will pop out and show. You know, if push comes to shove, I am ready to go 0 to 100.
But I'm just saying basic things like if self-defense. I think
Yeah.
everyone should go ahead.
Yeah,
and
no. We can these hands knuckle up, brother. It's super easy. Now, am I going to blow your head off?
Yeah.
Probably not. Now, that's not to say that I won't get to that point of push. Like,
Yeah.
for example, if something is happening towards my son,
Yeah.
it's going to 0 dark 30, brother. Okay,
Yeah.
but just regular because road rage or whatever.
Bro, people would. I promise you, if they could, they would.
I know there's stories of people actually shooting people because of road rage. No, I know, and listen, you're psychos. Like, it's simple as that. I'm just saying, to me, nah, bro. Yeah, we'll yell, whatever. I lowered the window and yelled at people. Oh, fuck, all that fun stuff. And I have got, damn, maybe I am one of those. I have gotten out of my car. Yes, I have.
Yo.
I have. Now, I have thinking like, you know what? If it escalates, I'm boxing. I didn't think of, if it escalates, guns are being fired.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna get my throat slit. I never really thought about that because again, I'm just thinking like, bro, who really has it to kill someone?
People are out there, bro.
Yeah. Well, I know it's a scary world. Like I know. Listen, the whole like school shootings are ramping up again, or. You know what's sad to say? Maybe they never really ramped up. Maybe it's just been a constant thing.
Yeah.
And that's sad to say. Saying that school shootings is a constant thing in this country is nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. And you know what it is? Actually, you know why I do think we're so nuts and why romanticizing killers is so easy is because of this. Bro, us as a country, we find joy in watching a sport where dudes are knocking their heads off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just that alone, we're like, boxing. We love boxing.
Yeah.
Hockey's the one sport where you're literally allowed to smash dudes up against the wall, take your gloves off, and fight them too.
Fight them, yep.
So it's like, damn, maybe we love aggressive entertainment.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we put ourselves in those shoes and we wish that we could do that. I'm telling you, that's what it is. If we could bash some skulls, we would.
I never really thought about that, but that statement alone is scary. The whole, I really can't do it, or I'm afraid to do it because I might spend life in jail. But I'm going to watch this show because I love the fact that dudes are slitting dudes' throats, or I love the sport of banging dudes' heads. Yeah, that's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna move on because I think I'm getting a little afraid now. Moving on to a story that happened in college football. All right, the UNLV quarterback, I forgot his name. I could look it up, but I forgot about it. And running back, have decided to sit out or redshirt, excuse me, the rest of the season due to NIL money.
Dang.
The quarterback has been saying that, listen, I came here, I forgot from what college or university, I came here being promised that I was going to get such and such amount to play quarterback here. And I think the running back is sitting down for the same reason, but he didn't really say it. He's just falling in line because his quarterback has done it. Now, I will say this. Shortly right after, a Las Vegas, because it was UNLV, which is Las Vegas, University of North Las Vegas or something like that. Whatever. But it's in Las Vegas. A Las Vegas casino, the CEO or whatever, has offered to pay the quarterback $100,000 if he returns to play as an NIL deal.
Yeah.
It's like, they whatever was promised is now cool. I'll pay it. You want $100K? I'll pay you. Now, I don't know if he accepted it. I don't know anything else other than that. I don't know if he's accepted it or thinking about it, whatever the case may be. I do think it's probably too late because I think once you decide to redshirt, I don't think you can get out of that.
Wow.
I'm not too sure how that really plays out, but I think it's kind of set in stone, yeah. What do you think about these two players sitting out due to NIL money? And actually, it kind of falls in the same question. Yeah. What do you think this means for the rest of college football?
Well, I know people were worried about this. Now, once money's involved in the college level, this is the first one to happen. This is the first domino. And when you give someone or promise someone money and you don't fulfill that, this is what's going to happen. Where you have a college player redshirting because he's not getting money.
Yeah.
He's already going there for a full ride, but now we're going to give these players money and promise money. And then now you say, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. So there's a big lawsuit, and it may be even more money than the 100,000 that he might be being promised to. If this unfolds where they can bait players into, hey, come here, I'll give you this, and then they don't, we're gonna see this happen a lot more often. Where even for little things,
Yeah.
hey, you promised me money but also merch. You didn't fill the needs that I wanted. Lawsuit. So there's many different avenues where players can now go ahead and apply pressure. And it's something that is very scary because now it's in their hands
Yeah.
where it's not where it used to be on the dean or the director where they're able to now shift and they're empowered. Because now look, we have a college player now, NIL deal. NIL deal. I'm shocked. I'm like, I can't believe it was gonna happen, and the fact that it did happen, it's tough. I really don't know what to think about it. It's something that could potentially happen more and more often if things are not met
Yeah.
to players' needs. It's a really fine line. I don't know how they're gonna be able to maneuver through this.
Yeah. It's tough. It is tough, and I think this is, this is the main. Like I said, this is the reason why NCAA or whatever, we're so hesitant of allowing this to happen because now we're here. Even though I'm gonna be honest with you, I was one of those people. I was one of those people that was like, "Yo, I get it, but you get a free ride. You're staying here. Everything is free for you." And yeah, you might be still struggling, but imagine how much you were struggling if you also had to pay for college. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But I also thought about, what though? Some of these colleges bring so much money that maybe they should get paid. But I just thought it should have been a universal thing. Now the whole, oh, I'm gonna pay you more because you are, the higher value. And I think it should just be like, yo, bro, if I play for Alabama football and we win the national championship, we should just all get like 20, 30K. Just call, instead of, you know what, you're going to get 100 to 150 because you're him. We're only giving you 10 because you're a good player, but you're nothing compared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just give us all a universal number. And I guess, yeah, you're going to hear the whole, oh, but why am I getting the same as him if I'm producing better? Yeah, but no. This is not pro. This is college, and we're even giving you money because you're supplementing the university. Because listen, what these universities get or benefit off just sports is insane.
Yeah.
So now where I'm gonna go, I think both are wrong here because if the university promised something, I need to get what you promised me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm leaving wherever I'm playing to come here to play quarterback because you said, yes, we'll get this done. Now, on the flip side of that, if there is a deal happening, bad business, is that you didn't make sure that deal is in the contract or whatever you're signing.
Yeah.
Okay. Or that you are getting what you're getting before you even step on that field.
Trust.
So I didn't really research. Obviously, I'm just going off by headlines. So maybe that's also on me. Like maybe I should just do some research to actually know what happened. But from reading the headlines, that's the first thing that came up. Okay, how did this happen? Was it a verbal agreement? Was it on the in the contract or whatever you sign? I guess when it comes to NIL deals, I don't know how any of that works either. So or fully know how that works. So to me, it's just like how is this going down? And to your point, if it is something that the university promised, it is on the contract or whatever the case, if it is written and you're not fulfilling that, yeah, it's going to be a lot more than 100K coming his way now. So this is a very sticky situation, and I'm definitely I'm going to do a little bit more research, but I'm also going to be on top of this to see how this plays out because this is probably the prime reason why NCAA didn't want to implement NIL deals and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
staying in football, but moving on to a topic that I've recently just realized, right? Not realized, but I kind of been noticing. I know you have been noticing as well, and
Brother.
I think we need to start the conversation. And I mean, if we're the ones that started, great. If not, we're going to be a part of it, obviously. But Eli, is the tight end position finally over, or should we just consider it not
Chalk
pivotal
it up this
position.
year. I mean, look, it's week. What is it? Week 4, dude. I'm thinking we got maybe 6, 7 tight ends where I'm like, all right, we went from only having Kittle and having Kelsey and Mark Andrews. Like those were the 3 guys. You're like, yo, they're tough, they're nice, we need them. Gronk, and everyone else is just a filler.
Yeah, just fall in line.
This year, you thinking there's bigger names, like, oh, maybe the tight end is on a rise, but dude, it's flatlined. And I don't know if it's scheming. I don't know. Play calling, how teams are now moving away from it. But when you look at like guys like Laporta and Likely, and then you have Njoku and you got guys like Jaceki, and you're thinking like, man, they can step up and make a run to this Kelsey and Mark and those guys. It doesn't come close. It doesn't come close. And I'm thinking that, hey, maybe it has to do with slow starts. Maybe it has to do with starting the first week to ramp things up, and maybe we'll see production later on. But right now, even with Kelsey week 4, and we can say maybe he's on a decline personally for him. But look at Mark, look at Kittle. We're seeing a decline on stars in their position, and not only everyone else is even kill, where us fantasy guys are like, I just need 10 points.
Yeah.
Where's the ball going? So at the moment, I definitely think it's on a decline. I don't know where are they gonna go. At this point, they're just a filler. At this point, we see guys like, hey, if we can't get it to the wide receiver, we're just gonna dump it off to the running back. Forget the tight end. Like where the tight end is in the middle of the field and non-existent. So it's gonna be crazy to see the next 2 years on Kelsey leaves, Mark Andrews is gone. Who else is gonna step up?
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like this is another one that I think it's a tale of two sides of the coin, because if we go back like 10 years, we can argue that there was, and I think that's what you were saying at the beginning of your point. We could argue that there was less tight ends. Like 10 years ago, who was really what? Gronk, Kelsey,
Gonzalez.
Tony. Well, I think Tony was a little bit before that.
I'm just naming how far stretch.
But we can even go back to that, because it was Tony, it was Shannon Sharp, it was it was Antonio Gates.
Yeah.
Like you could probably only name 4 or 5, max 6, 7.
Jeremy Shockey, that's my boy.
Actually, yeah, no, Shockey,
Or
Jesus,
or the dude from Dallas, Witten.
Witten, yeah. But again, like we just rammed off 5, 6.
Yeah. In a 20-year span.
After that,
yeah.
Now it might be the same thing, but I feel like you can name a little bit more. But the problem is, even though you can name more, the production is not there. Yeah. Because Gronk, Kelsey, Gonzalez, Shockey, all those, they were putting up numbers. Now this year, Kelsey is struggling, likely struggling. Kittles, they're all kind of struggling, and it could be to your point where maybe they're just starting slow. But I do think the same way we're seeing it happen with the running back position, I just think that the schemes now are just like,
yeah, we can't give it to our wide receiver. We're going to dump it off to our running backs who are more agile. And it's an easier and safer throw. So
it's just that the issue is, I don't even know how to solve this. I'm gonna be honest. It's the same thing with the running back. I don't know how to solve They technically tried solving it because we no longer see fullbacks. Like it's just straight halfbacks, right? Or running backs now. And I guess they got away from fullbacks. Now we only have halfbacks / running. Now it's running backs. What are you going to do with a tight end? Make them just guards or tackles that are eligible to receive down the field?
Yeah. They're definitely going to keep the position. There's no way they just get rid of the tight ends.
Exactly. Like, I just don't see how can you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could probably make it obsolete. It'll just be to the point where, like, yo, you're a decoy, or we're only really using you for like 15 plays a game, and 15 plays a game is nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know, because we can chalk it. There's a lot of things that you could just chalk it up to. One of the points that you made was that maybe they just started slow, but I don't know.
Dude, I was having this discussion. I'm like, and I know I'm talking about fantasy, but it also brings up yardage and receptions, and it brings me to my point is, hey, if you had a gun to your head, pick a tight end who's going to give you 10 points. And you can't think of one.
Consistently? No. You can't.
You know what I mean? Just one. Hey, I'm putting a gun to your head.
Yeah.
Give me 10 points. Pick your tight end. And it's like, whoop, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
There's not one I'm going to rely on. So it's tough. That position is tough. Like I said, we're going to see how the end of the season goes. You know? Because, dude, I can name guys. You got Hawkinson, who's hurt. Laporta.
Yeah.
There's guys out there.
But that's what I'm saying. We might get I think we're at a point where there's probably more tight ends or more higher value tight ends, but they're just not performing the way Gronk and Kelsey and Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Like there was literally 5 to 6, but each of them was getting, 13 receptions for 80 plus yards, maybe a tutty, maybe, because they weren't going to score every time. Now you
can't even sniff 2 receptions.
I don't even think Kelsey has gotten 40 yards. And then
not yet. He might get it this week because Rice is now hurt, but
yeah, I don't know.
That'll tell you he's got to be force fed.
But it's just crazy because you could probably name 10 now, 10 tight ends.
Yeah. That if I don't get this one, I got that one.
Yeah.
And still with that, the tight end position is dead.
Nothing. To our final point, right? Isn't our final point? Yeah, I think it is. A lot of the teams in the NBA, okay, have named their starting lineups. Boston Celtics has been one of them. I think the Knicks, even though they made this trade, they had their starting lineup. Obviously, now they're going to shift a few things already. One of those teams that did have their starting lineup set or have announced their starting lineup is the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm literally only bringing this up because you're a Lakers fan. If you weren't, I wasn't. I really didn't care. But I do want to know, what do you think of the starting lineup that JJ Redick has set already for the Los Angeles Lakers?
Do you know what it is?
It is.
Is it Rui at the 4?
No, LeBron's at the 4.
LeBron's at the 4.
D'Angelo's 1. AR's 2. Rui's 3. LeBron 4. AD 5.
Wow. That's tough. I like all 5 of them out there. I really want to see how he's going to use Rui in that starting rotation. I think he was a good piece. I'm just over them, bro. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be the same thing. There's only one team out there that friggin' has their number by a margin. And with our lineup, it's not going to do anything. We're going to have to double.
Yeah.
We should have ran away with them. We should have faced OKC last year instead of facing them first, because we would have never faced them.
Right.
And I'm not saying we would have won, but we would have beat OKC because we match up better.
Very well.
Sometimes matchups are what gets you there. And we would have gone far. I'm not saying we would have won it, but I'm saying we would have probably made it to the Western Conference Finals. But I'm gonna give a little stock to our guy, and that is fudge. What's his name? The new head coach,
JJ.
I'm gonna give a little stock to him in a sense that he may know what he's doing in a sense of play calling. I'm really, really in the beginning of the season. I'm not gonna look at players. I'm gonna look after timeouts and between quarters and halves. After halftime, third quarter, the Lakers, since LeBron has been there, suck in the third quarter. So my thing is, what do you do to fix that problem in the third quarter? How can you not be the bottom feeders in the third quarter when it comes to producing and after timeouts? And what are we running late in the fourth quarter? Those are areas where the Lakers were not good in.
Right.
So what can you do to go ahead and, hey, I'm gonna fix these areas, because if we can fix these, then we'll be a better team, and we can beat the teams that beat us by 6 points in 4 games. You know what I mean?
In total.
There's no way that you're ahead for 124 minutes and they only led by 30, but yet they won the game.
Or the series.
So stuff like that is going to be very crucial for them, and especially on how he goes ahead and deals with negative feedback, because it's gonna happen. They're gonna jump on JJ the minute he does something wrong. So to see how he maneuvers through the conferences is in a sense of the pressers.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be cool. I like the lineup. I think there was a stat out there like 32-11, which they do well with this lineup. So I could see why he brought it out.
Okay.
But like I said, at this point, it has nothing to do with the regular season. It has all to do with the playoffs. When you talk about LeBron, I think he's solidified. There's nothing more you could do. But with the name that brings everyone in, and when it comes to him, can you get another one? You have Anthony Davis there. Supposedly you got the coach there. You got your son there.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Can you win? Can you get a championship at the age of 40? I'm not saying he's going to. I don't think he will. But I do think they do have a winning season.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna be honest. I only brought that up because of that. I just wanted to see what you would think. I don't really care about any of the other teams' starting lineups. I did thought it was interesting that he already had the Lakers starting lineups, and being that our fellow podcaster Eli is a Lakers fan, I said, you know what? I'm going to ask him. You still have an answer if you moan or grout. So
Little moan with little.
a little. Okay, I thought you were gonna moan in the mic, and I'm about to tell you right now, brother.
No, I'm kidding. I was thinking about it. It was a split second.
Yeah. You definitely, for me, and I can't believe I'm saying this. You being funny, I have a strange feeling you'll give the No, but being funny, just being funny, not like you being dead ass.
I mean, I could see myself doing that. I haven't, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get like weights for that. I'm not too. All right, and there goes your water.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But that being said, gang, we are going to end today's episode. All right. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you guys like the episode. All right. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We will greatly appreciate it. Our listeners, I didn't say at the top of the pod. Maybe I'll just put this right in the front, but you're gonna hear it at the end, at the tail end of it as well. You guys are probably not even here watching it anyway, so.
Shut up.
Our listeners, make sure you guys check us out on Apple and Spotify podcast. If you guys haven't given us the 5 stars, make sure you do. We will greatly appreciate it. If we're not worthy of the 5 stars, then comment on our YouTube channel as to what we need to do to get the 5 stars.
Facts.
We will greatly appreciate it, okay? On top of that, make sure you guys... Eli, how much is your daily coffee?
$6.
About $6, right? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
On Apple Podcasts, on Spotify Podcasts, you guys can donate, subscribe, whatever word you want to use. to the BMW M5 Foundation. It starts at a measly $3. Okay, $3. Now, the reason why I asked him as to why or how much is this coffee, if you don't want to think about it as giving us a little dump off for our M5 Foundation, think of it as this. You were just providing free coffee for us one time a month. So a measly $3 can give us a free coffee that we can enjoy and sit back on this couch and give you guys compelling content.
I agree.
So, that being said, Apple and Spotify listeners, okay? Don't forget, listen to us there. 5 stars. Measly $3 for a nice little hot cup of coffee for us, okay? We will catch you guys next time. We love you guys. Make sure you tell someone you love them.
That's a fact.
Just know that Eli likes to groan.
Rawr.
I keep saying groan. I
Gotta hit him with the rough.
I like fuse, moan, and growl at the same. Oh no, we're ending the pod. We love you guys. Catch you guys next time.
Peace.